Hello students, welcome back. So we were discussing about the Coleridge law of independent migration of ions, and we have seen that with the help of Coleridge law that molar conductivity of an electrolyte is you can say is equal to the sum of their individual ionic conductivities. Fine. And there each multiplied with their number of ions that are involved, you can say, per formula unit of the electrolyte. So today we will discuss with applications. So 4 applications we have seen in the last class. So one by one we will discuss. So first is the important one, that why Coleridge law has been given. So that is, first is very important for the calculation of weak electrolyte, because we can't calculate the value by extrapolation method, by Debye Huckel. So Coleridge, with the help of Coleridge law we can easily calculate, and we know that for weak electrolyte why we will not be able to extrapolate, because very low ionization at high concentration, and its value is also very less. Value is less. So here we will calculate. So the value of weak electrolyte for this value for weak electrolyte can be calculated from the given values of molar conductivity at infinite dilution for strong electrolytes. So let's see how we will calculate. Fine. So here we'll try to calculate for the we'll try to calculate for acetic acid, as we know that it's a weak electrolyte. So when you will write the expression for acetic acid according to Coleridge law, what you will get? Let's write its expression according to Coleridge law. For weak acid we will calculate, that is acetic acid. So okay, how you will write? It is equal to the sum of the individual ionic conductivities, molar conductivities. Fine. So how to calculate? With the help of the strong electrolyte, by knowing the values of strong. So for what this is required, HCl, molar conductivity for HCl, then molar conductivity for KCl, then molar conductivity for potassium acetate. So let's write down the expression for all. K positive, Cl minus, for KCl, sorry, HCl. This is molar conductivity. H positive, Cl minus. Okay. Then for acetic acid, CH3CO minus, K positive. Fine. So let's say this is first, this is second, this is third. Okay, and you have to get this. Let's say this is A. Okay. So to get A, what you have to do, let's consider all these 3 equations as an algebraic expression. Fine. All of you know how to solve algebraic expression. You multiply one suitable integer, then you just add, subtract to get that particular expression. So here your aim is to get this expression. Okay, so for getting this expression from these 3, so whatever you can do, that you just do it, either subtraction, addition, whatever is possible. And remember this thing in mind, just keep this thing in your mind, that what you have to do, that whatever the ions has to be retained, just keep that equation. Okay, see here, this is required, this is required. It means you have to add those equations in which these 2 ions are present. It means we need this one and we need this one. So this needs to be added. So second and third has to be added. Fine. and whatever is not required, see this is not required, so this one will be subtracted. Okay, so these two will be added because it is required here. So this only you have to do each and every time while solving numericals also. So let's see, let's add these, but this is the way to calculate the molar conductivity for the weak electrolyte. So we'll add these two and we'll subtract this. So let's see, will we get this or not, A1 or not? Fine. So add second and third. Fine. Then subtract first one. So let's see what you have to do. You have to add this one, HCl, plus subtract this one, KCl. So let's see. So this one, H positive plus Cl minus plus CH3CO minus plus H positive this is not this. This is K. So here K will come plus, minus K positive minus Cl minus. Fine, now you just see. This will get cancelled out from here, this will get cancelled out from here. Now what will be left? You will left with the A1 which we require. Okay, so you will left with this. This one, which is equal to what? Molar conductivity for acetic acid, that is for weak electrolyte. So by knowing the values of all these electrolytes, strong one, we can easily calculate the values of the weak electrolyte. So we will be putting the values and we will get the value for this. Fine. Okay. So you can say that this is equal to this minus is equal to this. So whatever you can do, just remember this thing only. Whatever you need, add them. Whatever you don't need, delete them. Fine. So in that way you will get the expression. So this way you have to solve the numericals. You will be applying as it is during the numerical. So let's see the second one. Second application, calculation of degree of dissociation, that is alpha, which we know from Arrhenius theory. Calculation of degree of dissociation, that is alpha. So according to Arrhenius theory, if electrolyte is completely dissociated, we know that electrolyte completely dissociated, value of alpha is equal to 1. That is in case of strong electrolytes. But in case of weak electrolytes, alpha is not equal to 1. So this expression which we are writing now, that is only for applicable for weak electrolytes. So alpha is equal to, this is molar conductivity at particular concentration and then molar conductivity at infinite dilution. This is the expression. This is at a given concentration and this is at infinite dilution. So it is the ratio of that. Fine. Now let's see the next one. Third application. So this is alpha, applicable for weak electrolytes only. Applicable for only weak electrolytes. Fine. So let's see the third one now. Third is for the calculation of what? Dissociation constant. This all is about equilibrium, but we have studied in equilibrium. Now we are applying here also. Third is calculation of degree of dissociation. Sorry, not degree of dissociation, that we have seen. Dissociation constant, that is K for weak electrolyte. Okay. So as we know the expression from Ostwald theory, theory of dilution for weak electrolytes. The expression is coming out to be K is equal to alpha C square, C alpha square 1 minus alpha. Now you know the value of alpha. Can we substitute here? As we know that alpha is equal to the ratio of, this is at particular concentration and infinite dilution. Fine. So substitute here, what you will get? 1 minus. So in this way you can solve this and you will get the expression. Okay, so this expression for degree of dissociation constant. Fine. So this we have already seen. Now the last is also important, that is the fourth one, that is calculation of solubility constant. All of you know what is solubility constant. Again the topic of equilibrium. Solubility constant. All of you know what is solubility and solubility, that is sparingly soluble salt. Solubility. Okay, sparingly soluble salt. It is meant for sparingly soluble salts like AgCl, barium sulfate, etc. as their solubility is low. Solubility is low. Fine. Since they form saturated solution, so in that case their concentration becomes equal to saturated solution. Okay, because they form saturated solution, because after that no particular solute can be dissolved. All of you know what is saturated solution. So in that case we know that molar conductivity is equal to what? Kappa by C into 1000. Fine. So here we are saying that concentration is equal to solubility. So let's substitute here. Then you will get the expression that this is equal to kappa by solubility. This is the expression. So solubility is equal to what? Kappa divided by molar conductivity. Fine. So this is very simple. Whatever we know from our previous knowledge, that only we have used here in the Colrush law. That from Colrush law also you can calculate for this, only for the weak electrolytes or the salts which are partially ionizable or sparingly soluble. So you will get the expression for solubility is equal to kappa by molar conductivity. So this is the expression for that. So this is all about its application that we have finished with. Fine. So factor of 1000 you can consider here. Now let's see with the help of numericals. We'll take one numerical here. Okay. As the question is very big, so we'll solve only one. Okay. Okay, let's see the numerical. So here you can say we'll be able to complete with the third part of the chapter also. So let's see the question first. Questions are very big. Okay. The molar conductivities at infinite dilution of at infinite dilution of KCl, HCl, and potassium acetate are 130.1, 379.4 and 95.6 ohm inverse centimeter inverse per mole. This is given. Then calculate the value of molar conductivity. Calculate the value of molar conductivity at infinite dilution. I am writing in short. For acetic acid. Okay. For acetic acid, and if the find the molar conductivity of acetic acid, and also calculate its degree of dissociation. And what is given? Molar conductivity of acetic acid is given at given concentration. Molar conductivity of acetic acid is given at 298 Kelvin, that is at given concentration, is equal to 48.5 ohm inverse centimeter inverse per mole. Okay, centimeter square, sorry. This is not inverse, centimeter square. Fine, so this is about the question. So let's have the answer. Look at the answer here. Question, I think it's clear. Molar conductivities are given for all. Molar conductivity for KCl at infinite dilution is 130.1. Okay, then molar conductivity for HCl is given 379.4. Okay, unit is same, ohm inverse centimeter square per mole. Fine. Then for acetic potassium acetate is given 95.6. Okay, so we have to do that only. So what we will do here, whatever we need we have to add, and whatever require we don't require, we need to subtract. So this we have to calculate. So this is equal to what? Equal to, so we need this and this. So we'll take from this. So this we have to add it. HCl plus minus KCl. Substitute their values. Let's see what you will get. Okay, substitute their values. Okay. So let's substitute. What you will get then is equal to HCl is what? 379.4 plus acid this 95.6 minus 130.1. When you will solve this, what you will get? You will get 344.9. 344.9 ohm inverse centimeter square per mole. Okay. Just check. Are you all getting this? That 379.4 add 95.6 and then subtract 130.1. You will get 344.9. This is the molar conductivity of acetic acid at infinite dilution we have got. Now the second part is you have to calculate alpha, which is the ratio of molar conductivity at given concentration and molar conductivity at infinite dilution. So this we have, this is given in the question. I think the value is 48.5 ohm inverse centimeter square per mole, and this we have calculated at infinite dilution. Substitute this. you will get the answer ratio. This will get cancel out all the units. So what is left? Alpha you will get when you will solve. Alpha is coming out to be 0.141. 0.141, which is less than 1, indicates that it's a weak electrolyte. As we already know, we are calculating for weak electrolyte. Fine. So this is the one sample of numerical that I have shown. Fine. So now you have to practice as many numericals that you can. Fine. So this is all about Colrush law and the third part of the electrochemistry. Now the last part is left. There are the electrochemical cells. So that we'll see in the next class. Fine. Till then, thank you and have a nice day.